Coming up next, how much will John Fetterman's stroke recovery impact his chances of winning the Senate race?
Just because a person is recovering from a stroke and may have some auditory or speech challenges, it doesn't mean that their mind is not working.
Plus, Penn State put new protocols in place after crowd control issues at a football game. Did they work?
And how a Bellefonte family makes a big deal out of Halloween for fun and a great cause. The Center County Report starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Samantha Saucier.
And I'm Matt Noah. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report. Our top story, Election Day is 1 week from today, and while mail-in voting is already in full swing, the campaigning continues across the state. Both candidates for governor are in Central PA this week. Republican Doug Mastriano will host a rally in State College this evening at 5. He's calling it the Restore Freedom Tour Rally, and both Mastriano and his wife will speak at the event. The rally will take place at the C3 Sports Complex. That's at Ellis Place off Benner Pike. Admission is free, but people are asked to register online on Mastriano's website. And Democratic governor candidate Josh Shapiro will campaign in State College tomorrow. He'll be joined by U.S. Senate candidate John Fetterman. The rally in the Valley starts at 5:45 p.m. outside Old Main on Penn State's main campus. Shapiro's running mate Austin Davis will also be there to speak. The rally is free to attend, but people are encouraged to register in advance.
Turning to the Pennsylvania U.S. Senate race, polls are showing a tight fight between Democrat John Fetterman and Republican Dr. Mehmet Oz. Fetterman's recovery from a stroke and whether it'll affect his chances to win is a key topic after their debate last week. Renata Dow has more.
U.S. Senate candidate John Fetterman is still recovering from a stroke back in May. TV viewers saw that firsthand as he debated Mehmet Oz in Harrisburg.
I do support fracking, and I support fracking, and I stand and I do support fracking.
Seeing him struggle to speak has some voters worried that he may not be fit for office if elected.
I judge based on what I see, and what I see is a guy who is clearly not as articulate as he was before the stroke.
Fetterman released a doctor's note last month that read, "The lieutenant governor is recovering well from his stroke, and his health has continued to improve. He has no work restrictions and can work full duty in public office." State College Mayor Ezra Nance has worked with Fetterman since he ran for lieutenant governor, and he says quick action by Fetterman's wife when the stroke happened was critical.
Thankfully, Giselle had the presence of mind to get him to care quickly, and that made a big difference.
To Nance, Fetterman's fit to serve.
Just because a person is recovering from a stroke and may have some auditory or speech challenges, it doesn't mean that their mind is not working.
Before the debate, many voters didn't realize the difficulty Fetterman was having with speaking and processing thoughts. He used closed captioning during the event.
Doing that debate wasn't exactly easy.
But some voters believe he was still able to deliver his ideas well.
His doctor cleared him, and he seems to be in much better shape than a lot of other people in the Senate.
The debate intensified the focus on his stroke recovery. But Fetterman says it's just another challenge he's trying to match.
After that stroke, I got knocked down, but I got back up.
I'm Renata Dow for the Central County Report.
My goodness.
For next Tuesday's elections, the polls will be open from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m.
Now let's take a look at the races we'll be covering on election night here in Center County. In the U.S. Senate race, it's John Fetterman against Dr. Mehmet Oz. Fetterman has served as lieutenant governor for the past 3 years and was mayor of Braddock for 13 years. Oz is the son of Turkish immigrants and graduated from Harvard and the University of Pennsylvania. He's a retired surgeon and TV personality. In the District 15 U.S. congressional race, it's longtime Republican incumbent Glenn Thompson taking on challenger Michael Mosevich. Thompson is from Bellefonte and was first elected to Congress in 2008. Mosevich lives in Lewisburg, graduated from Juniata College and Bucknell, and was the mayor of Lewisburg in the 90s. In the governor's race, Democrat Josh Shapiro is up against Republican Doug Mastriano. Shapiro has been Pennsylvania's Attorney General for the past 5 years. Mastriano is a retired military officer who served in the state Senate since 2019.
Now to the State House races. In District 77, the incumbent is Democrat Scott Conklin. He's challenged by Republican Steve Yetzko. Conklin is a Rush Township resident and was first elected in 2006. Yetzko has lived in Center County for more than 20 years. He graduated from Penn State and has volunteered with the Boy Scouts and youth sports. In State House District 82, Democrat Paul Takak takes on Republican Justin Behrens. Takak has lived in Center County for over 20 years. He has served on the College Township Council. Behrens is a licensed social worker, and he's an Army veteran who served in Iraq. And in State House District 171, Republican incumbent Carrie Benninghoff is challenged by Democrat Robert Ziegler. Benninghoff was first elected in 1996 and is a current House Majority Leader. He lives in Bellefonte. Ziegler was born in Franklin County and now lives in Millheim. He served on the Borough Council since 2018.
Next week's election will feature new congressional and state legislative district lines in Pennsylvania. That will be in place for the next decade. Anna Meyer has more details.
Every 10 years, new census data is used by states to redraw their congressional and state legislative districts. It's a sometimes long and painful process that can lead to court fights. Pennsylvania's new congressional map, chosen by the state Supreme Court, eliminated one Republican district, but other than that, doesn't make major changes to the state lines. Pennsylvania lost one congressional seat overall. Earlier this year, the State Legislative Reapportionment Commission voted to approve new State House and Senate maps. State Representative Scott Conklin of Center County says the fight for any toss-up districts is key to the power balance.
Those three leaning seats are those toss-up seats. That's whether the Republicans or the Democrats will control the agenda. See, in the House and in the Senate, the leader of the majority party controls the agenda.
With the election right around the corner, these new district lines could potentially change the outcome by shifting the power from a Republican control to Democratic. Redistricting has 6 general criteria under the state constitution to be approved: compactness, contiguity, equal population, preservation of existing political communities, partisan fairness, and racial fairness.
Doing so, we were able to make what I believe for the first time since the politicians were involved in it, the fairest redistricting process, not only for the House but also for Congress. It may not have been what everybody wanted, but it's a map that everybody can live with.
Others wonder what redistricting could mean for their representation.
I am a little nervous about the election, like the results, just because as a woman, I know my reproductive rights are kind of on the line here in Pennsylvania. I know it's a swing state, so that's why I came to vote.
Kate Heinzel is from State College, says she is happy that the state redistricted, but still is nervous for the future.
I'm excited with the redistricting because it allows for more possibility for new candidates with new ideas to come in. I am nervous that we are going to move less democratic in the large sense of what it means to be a democracy.
With many races too close to call this year, no matter how areas are redistricted, it will ultimately be up to voters and voter turnout. In State College, I'm Anna Meyer for the Center County Report.
Pennsylvania now has 17 congressional seats instead of 18 after this year's redistricting.
Center County will say goodbye to its top judge at the end of this year. President Judge Pamela Ruiz has announced she'll step down from the bench on January 1st after 15 years. She became the county's first woman president judge in 2017. Judge Jonathan Grine will look to replace Ruiz at the start of the new year, and he'll become the longest continuous serving judge in Center County.
After a crowd surge and other problems inside Beaver Stadium during a recent football game, the university implemented new changes to crowd control over the weekend. Jacob Cheris shows you how it went.
More than 109,000 fans packed into Beaver Stadium for Penn State's whiteout game 2 weeks ago. But as the cheers rained down, inside the stadium at the student section, things turned chaotic. A crowd surge and overcrowding challenged the security staff. Bella Kleckner was there when it happened.
We went all the way up the ramp, we get up to the top, and it is shoulder to shoulder, absolutely packed to the brim. So we're trying to push through people.
Now to get into the student section, students must show these orange wristbands that they receive at every ticket entrance. The university quickly responded with new protocols. The new process got its first test on Saturday with another packed student section. But this time, there were no reports of issues.
I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. I don't think it's going to solve every problem that happens within the student section because there's just so many different things that play into it.
Penn State Athletics said its game management staff reviews event security and makes adjustments as needed, with safety as its top priority. In University Park, I'm Jacob Charis for the Center County Report.
The university is also reviewing an incident at the Whiteout where a fan ran onto the field and was tackled by a sideline photographer.
Still to come on the Center County Report, it's now November, but it doesn't feel like it. We check out the 7-day forecast.
And in sports, the Nittany Lions look to get back on the winning track after a tough loss to the Buckeyes. Also coming up, meet a family in Bellefonte that's combining their passion for Halloween and giving back to others.
For some, Halloween is all about tricks and treats, but for one Bellefonte family, it means much more than that. Reporter Gabrielle Tyner has the story.
Nancy Saxton Maddie has always had a love for fall and Halloween. She and her family started building their Halloween display in August, which showcases a massive 12-foot tall skeleton they named the Big Lebonski.
So the Big Lebonski is dunking a skeleton in the pond. And we got the witch there just doing her thing, stirring it up. And then the other skeletons are kind of like hanging out like they've been tortured already or going to be tortured. That's the idea. And then the rest of the yard is more just classic Halloween decorations at this point.
I'm here with John Bon Jovi at this spooky Halloween display in Bellefonte. Not only is it for community members to enjoy, but for a good cause as well, to raise money for the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Skeletons for St. Jude's is an international fundraising competition and has raised over $314,000 since it started in 2020.
At this point, the overall group, we have 610 homes across the entire world at this point. We actually have a home in Japan and somebody in Germany participating, which is completely awesome.
By combining her love for Halloween and giving back, Saxton Maddie has raised more than $1,400 from her display just this year.
I just love doing all the different service projects. Just always been something that I enjoy. You know, it feels good to do this kind of good stuff for other people. So I'm very excited that this has done so well.
And she doesn't plan on stopping anytime soon.
Oh yeah, I'm not stopping. I mean, I made extra storage in the garage this past summer so that I could continue feeding my obsessions. It's a really good cause, and it's a lot of fun to decorate and be that little extra ridiculous.
In Bellefonte, I'm Gabrielle Tyner for the Center County Report.
This year, Saxton Maddie won the Best Skeletons for St. Jude's Sign Display contest. She plans to start setting up her Christmas display the day after Thanksgiving.
We've had a rainy and overcast day in State College today. You can see some of those clouds sitting behind Beaver Stadium, but temperatures are on the rise, already in the upper 50s with 57 degrees. And temperatures were up high last night for our Halloween as well. We had above average temperatures, almost 15 degrees higher than normal, so really, really warm for this time of year. And those temperatures are going to carry us into these next few days as well. We've also seen some rain these past few days, but the good news is some of those rain showers will be clearing out and we'll have a nice and dry week ahead of us. Now here's a look at those warm temperatures, already 57 in State College and Clearfield. If we take a broader view, you can see even warmer over near Philadelphia, 65 degrees, and 62 over in Allentown. Now here's a look at how much warmer we actually are. We had a warm day yesterday and even warmer today. Already 5 degrees warmer in State College this afternoon, 7 degrees warmer in Harrisburg, and 6 degrees warmer over in Allentown. Now if you're an early riser, you may have seen some of those showers early this morning. The good news is they're starting to make their way through. There is still a chance for a lingering shower this afternoon, but skies should be clearing out as we make our way into this evening. Some of that cloud cover should be making its way out. And tomorrow is a beautiful day. Once those clouds move out in the morning, we should be seeing dry conditions and warm temperatures, a lot of sunshine for the day tomorrow. And those same conditions will carry us into Thursday as well, nice and dry and clear for those next few days. So here's a look overall today. Nice and warm, 61 degrees for that first day in November. A few showers are still possible this afternoon, but we should see some some clearing out as we get into the later hours of today and into this evening. Temperatures will fall back down to the mid-40s with 46 degrees. There is a chance for some of that patchy fog later this evening, so just be careful if you're headed onto the roads. And a look at tomorrow, another beautiful day, 61 degrees for that high, nice and sunny, beautiful conditions for that second day of November. And here's a look at that 7-day forecast. A lot of sunshine these next few days. We will see some of that cloud cover move in as we get into the later days this week, but temperatures are still staying warm. 67 for that high on Saturday and Sunday. A beautiful week ahead of us. We do have a chance for some rain Sunday evening into Monday, but these next few days are looking great, guys.
That's awesome. Well, all things considered, I hope we hang on to those warm temperatures for sure.
Yeah, but clearly fall is in full swing here, but winter sports are also getting underway. Let's send it to Reagan for sports.
Coming up in sports, Penn State football tries to regroup after a tough loss. We take a look back at the game against the Buckeyes. And Penns Valley took on Bellwood Annis in high school football. We'll check out post-game reaction next. I'm Reagan Stoddard with sports. Penn State once again has to regroup after a tough loss on the football field. This time, it was against Ohio State at home on Saturday. Luke Brown reports.
The Nittany Lions lost in a heartbreaker to the Buckeyes 44-31 on Saturday. Penn State gave Ohio State their toughest battle of the season yet, despite some brutal mistakes on offense. Penn State's first two offensive drives ended in Sean Clifford interceptions, while the defense held its own against the Buckeyes. With minimal action in the third quarter, Penn State was able to take a 21-16 lead in the fourth thanks to Nick Singleton. But then the Buckeyes came steamrolling back. They scored a touchdown on each of their next three offensive drives and added a late pick six to finish the game on a 28-10 run.
You can't turn the ball over that many times against that type of opponent. And think you're going to be successful.
We were in the game for the majority of it, and then this football turn of events, kind of momentum swing, and they converted on it. So, kudos to Ohio State. They played really well.
Ohio State has now won their last 6 games against Penn State. In University Park, I'm Luke Brown for the Center County Report.
Saturday's game at Indiana kicks off at 3:30 p.m. and you can listen live on Penn State Com Radio with our broadcast team in Bloomington. In high school football, State College now looks to the playoffs after ending the season unbeaten at 10-0. And our After the Whistle game of the week saw Penns Valley crush Bellwood Annis 42-0. Reporter Jude Wozniak has more on that game.
It may have been senior night for the Bellwood Antis Blue Devils, but for the Penns Valley Rams, they decided to play spoiler tonight. For the Rams, it was the offensive line dominating in the trenches, which led to big play after big play.
Our O-line. They came out, big plays, and then just gave me the time I need to get the ball to our playmakers, and we're just putting points on the board right away.
For senior Miles Brooks, he has the confidence in his speed and playmaking abilities to always get the job done.
Speed kills, and that's what I like to do. I like to get out in space and just make plays and put us in a better position to win.
After a dominant showing by the Penns Valley Rams on the road, Coach Martin Tobias and his players will play the waiting game to see who they have up next in the playoffs.
Well, honestly, until tonight, I hadn't really thought about the playoffs or even looked at it, so I don't know what the situation truly is. I just know that we've got some momentum going into the playoffs, and we want to keep riding that.
2 weeks ago, the Rams picked up a huge victory against the Tyrone Golden Eagles when they scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to mount a comeback. Ever since then, they've ridden that momentum that Coach Tobias is talking about.
You can see highlights and post-game reaction from high school games across Central PA on our After the Whistle show, Fridays at 11:30 p.m. on your YouTube channel. Penn State men's hockey returns home for a series against Michigan later this week. They're off to their best start ever at 8-0. The Nittany Lions are coming off of a sweep of Wisconsin in the first Big Ten series of the year. Penn State is now the only undefeated team in college hockey, and goaltender Liam Soulier collects his first career shutout over the weekend. And in pro sports, the Philadelphia Phillies are back home tonight for Game 3 of the World Series. It was originally scheduled for last night, but postponed because of rain.
The series is tied 1-1. That's all for sports. Now back to you at the anchor desk.
Thanks, Reagan. Coming up next, they're rolling out the red carpet for an annual event in Center County. Find out what's bringing filmmakers from around the nation to State College and Phillipsburg. It's a big week for the arts in Central PA. The Center Film Festival kicked off last night in State College, and reporter Anna Meyer was there.
It's the 4th annual Center Film Festival and the first in-person event since 2019. Co-founded by Penn State professors Pearl Gluck and the late Kurt Chandler, the event aims to bring top-notch films to the area and inspire filmmakers and audiences.
Comedy to horror to international films. Honestly, there's something in there for everyone.
I'm standing in State Theater where the Center Film Festival will be premiering tonight. Filmmakers and actors will get to walk the red carpet and showcase their work to Central PA locals.
People entered the State Theater for Monday's premiere. With entries from high school students to industry professionals, it's an opportunity to display work for a large audience.
This is our chance to actually showcase our work and all of our hard work and just kind of empower everybody.
It's a really incredible opportunity to see films that that have already been shown in some of the best festivals in the world.
Those attending were excited to connect with film enthusiasts and understand the importance of the festival.
It's a wonderful way for us to celebrate the arts right here in Center County.
The festival will be taking place for the rest of the week with attendees voting for the winners. In State College, I'm Anna Meyer for the Center County Report.
And I had a chance to go to opening night, and it was a lot of fun, Sammy.
That's awesome, and events are actually happening all week as well.
And on that note, that will be all for our newscast today. We hope you'll join us Friday for our next local news update.
You can follow us anytime for breaking news and watch our stories on our Center County Report social media. You'll find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. Have a great afternoon.